Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marie Abanga, and I'm the founder of the association Hope for the Abuse and the Battered. It's that time of a new year where you take stock of how far you've come, and you also look at what you're looking forward to. We are just a year old. We were registered on the 10th of December 2018, and it's been a long journey, not long in terms of time, yes, but long in terms of what we've been able to cover, what we've been able to do, most important of which is getting a grant for a project. But before we get to that, I want to look briefly at the various things we've been able to do. It's a very small team, and for a few months, I was basically the only one in the team. So some things would be like I did, or the center we did at the center. And the center was run from my home, because I was bent on getting it going, even though we did not have any formal office like we do today. So starting from the month of January, I started doing advocacy, a lot online advocacy. And I was emphasizing on what we want to do. We want to be the hope. We want to bring hope. And we were looking at abuse and battered. And we started getting cases of children, victims of sexual abuse, of rape. And so for a few months, that's what I was doing, receiving these children, receiving these people at my home, and working with them, because I'm a psychotherapist. So, when you're working with people who have been abused, you should be able to reach out to them, connect with them, and then be able to help them. So there are a few cases I really want to mention, because those are cases which were very sensational, and yes, they suscited a lot of media highlights. I'm thinking about the case of baby Judy, 3-year-old only, you can imagine. So she was viciously raped by a 33-year-old man. Well, that's the suspect. Is the aunt's partner, and she had a colostomy, and it's been very difficult. There's still one surgery left. She's had 2 already, and the last one took place in September 2019. I've been there to see her a few times, and they live in a city far away called Ebolova. That's where the legal action is taking place. So we are waiting for the 3rd surgery to take place in the coming weeks, and then we are now going to go in for the kind of final stage of the legal action. Talking about little children, there was also this case, kind of pathetic, because it's not only rape, it's actually incest. The little girl, Elisa, and she just turned 11, so she was 10 when it happened. And her brother, her brother Eli, I changed their names, for confidentiality reasons, to protect their identity. So the brother was 5 years old. So you can imagine that the brother was sodomized, and she was defied, both of them, by their father. It was really challenging, and I had to take them, make them come over for a few sessions with their mom, and then, take them to the playground for her birthday, and she was very, very happy. There was another little girl called Lily, 13 years. I remember meeting her in court. I was called to court to learn about the case, and I went to their home to see them. But the mother said she didn't want to press charges anymore because it was the uncle. And this uncle the mother is a widow, so this uncle is the one who has kind of been taking care of them financially. So if she presses charges, what's going to happen? So all I could do was work with Lily, and try to convince Lily that we cannot press charges against her uncle. That was very sad. And then Courage, I remember Courage came and spent like 2 weeks with me. She was 9 at the time, and it was a neighbor, the husband to her mother, sister-in-law. It's a little tricky, that relationship. And then, well, so that's what happened. The last one I want to look at is Nadesh. She actually lived with me a few months and stuff. Well, it's her brother, these things happen. You cannot tell why, you cannot explain. There's no clear-cut profile of a perpetrator. That's what we've come to notice. There's several other cases, but these were the few I wanted to highlight in our year review. Okay, well, there's also Grace, yes, who is sick. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2013. So you know there are times when she's not so mentally sound, so anybody can just take advantage of her. And so, well, this man got her pregnant, and now the man gave her 14,000 to go and have an abortion. And she's trying to have her O-levels, and I work with her a lot on phone and stuff like that. Okay, now let's go a little bit to our bigger, I don't know what can I say, bigger projects, bigger outreaches. I said we got a grant, right, which is still something we are pursuing into this year. It's called the Awareness, Advocacy and Facilitation Project, and we got it from the U.S. Embassy. The program is called ARDF, African Regional Democracy Fund. Yes, so this project, we signed it in October 2019. We signed the grant at the U.S. Embassy, and I was accompanied by our project coordinator. The project is to raise awareness about the mental health challenges IDPs face as they flee the conflict zone in the northwest and southwest of Cameroon. And then, well, we also have to do some advocacy. When we raise this awareness, we are going to collect data, and then now we'll be able to do a lot of advocacy because there's so much to be done. And then we also have to facilitate the issuance of birth certificates of children who do not have birth certificates. Okay, in the course of our work, we were invited, we've started being invited, to go and give talks, to go and talk with the kids, because one aspect of our vision, our mission is to work with children and children victims of child abuse, children who are just going through whatever adverse childhood experiences, traumatized kids and stuff like that. So we were invited to the American Language Center in Accra to talk to the kids about domestic violence and its effects on them. Because sometimes kids grow up, they don't even know that what happened affected them this way, or what they could do while what was happening. Everybody is supposed to be a peace bearer, and the people who can effect peace the most, I think, are children. Because when they start, the parents have no option but to kind of give in to them. And if everybody was taught about peaceful methods to resolve conflicts, then we wouldn't be having crises and wars and stuff like that. And then, well, talking about rape, we organized a sensitization and solidarity work in Douala, and in Yaoundé we also joined our partners, the Network for Solidarity, Hope and Empowerment, to organize the work. And those were the first landmark works. We were a synergy. We were hoping to be more than just two organizations. We had kind of enrolled 7 or 8, but many dropped out. But that's okay. We were able to do it. And we had like 75 people in Douala and maybe 35, 40 people in Yaoundé. And for a first edition, that wasn't bad. So we are looking forward to continuing that next year. Of course, we turned one on the 10th of December 2019, and that was time to celebrate. That was time to look back. That was time to say, okay, team, what are we doing? Because in the course of it all, I was able now to put together a small team, and then we organized our first core team capacity building workshop in December, so that we kind of get to understand what working for an organization like this means, what is volunteering. And then, since one of my emphasis is on mental health, one of our emphasis on mental health, we had to be, trained on that. We had to learn a little bit more about that. And then what it would take, to carry out this project, because it's our very first project that is being funded. So we don't want to leave any stones unturned. And well, in the course of it all, we acquired our very first office. We set it up in December last year, just in time to celebrate our first year. So you see, we are continuing with our projects. We are continuing with our vigorous online and traditional media advocacy, all the different things we are looking at. But this year we want to because we realize that it is sometimes challenging to just be doing everything, bring hope to the abuse and battle, but in which specific areas. So this year, well, we already have this AA project going, so we want to focus on that project because, well, we are accountable to our funders, so there's no reason we should we should do anything less than the best we can. Yeah, TARape, the rate of rape in our society, even in the world, we are not understanding what's going on. So we want to actually write a project to be able to carry out a study, a research, try to get to work even with some perpetrators to understand what's going on, and then also kind of like, maybe we strategize the way we carry out the awareness and advocacy, because it's like maybe we are doing it to grassroots level. We need to really get to the national level, and that will mean partnering with the ministries and stuff like that. And then, well, mental health, when we started, it was so much of a taboo, but today a lot of people have reached out, a lot of people follow us, a lot of people are like, oh, you've normalized the conversation. We were nominated for an award, we didn't get it, but it means that what we are doing, it's really drawing the attention that it deserves. So we want to continue with our mental health matters campaign. It's a core of the AAF project, so we are going to continue with this. We are going to organize the first ever solidarity and sensitization walk against mental health on the 10th of October this year. So we are excited about that. And of course, domestic violence, we want to be the hope. We want people who have been abused and battered, people who are victims of domestic violence, even survivors, to know that, well, there's a place, we have this office, we try to make it a safe space where people can come. We intend to start organizing support groups as from February, so people can come, share their experiences, know that whatever happened has happened, but we are not staying there. We can get up. We have an association which will stand by us, and I'm a lawyer, I just won my very first case today, a domestic violence victim, so that encourages me, and that can motivate other victims, and even kind of like I don't know if I will call it scare some perpetrators to know that, oh, the law is not joking, and the law is going to be respected, and there are people out there who are willing to put themselves on the line just to make sure that domestic violence really reduces, and why not stop. So we really appreciate all the support we have had. The moral support is very important. All our viewers and followers on Facebook, and all those who have left a comment or the other. Some people have donated, money and some stuff. I remember when I had some kids at home, like 4 or 5 of them. Some people sent toys, some people sent food, some people sent clothes. We were so touched by that. And then now we have this grant. We are looking forward to writing more proposals this year to have at least 2 more projects, so that we can fund that projects, so we can really create a bigger impact. So I really want to, on my behalf and on behalf of my team, a very small but close-knit team, say thank you very much, everybody. And it's too late to say Merry Christmas, but I can say Happy New Year. Let's keep doing what we are doing. Let's stay positive. Let's know that it is never hopeless. There's always hope. Yeah, why not join us, be the hope. Our website is under construction. It's going to be very interactive. Our phone numbers are there. We are always so grateful for any support. In Cameroon, you can do that through mobile money. We are going to be having a PayPal account soon too, and our bank accounts are there for any international transfers, and anybody can reach out to us. We are going to put all of that information beneath this presentation. Thank you very much, everybody, and all the best.